I just feel like if you want to be successful, you have to live and breathe what you do.
If I gave you a magic wand and you could instantly break one habit,
Probably procrastination.
one sentence you would put on a billboard for the whole world to see.
Maybe like work hard in silence and let success do the talking. I feel like people who work hard without telling people about it are often those that are the most successful.
What's one non-negotiable habit that you have in your day?
It's a difficult question because I'm not someone that has like shaped my career, especially my work life through a really set sort of like group of habits or rules. But I just feel like if you want to be successful, you have to live and breathe what you do, genuinely. And if that counts as a habit, it would probably be that. You've got to be all in. You've got to be waking up in the morning thinking about something to do with your business or your goal or whatever it might be, and just living that every day. And if you're not willing to do it, you may be able to be successful. You never know. But I think you'll struggle. So, yeah, living and breathing is your habit that you've got to maintain at all times, I think.
If you could, if I gave you a magic wand and you could instantly break one habit that you have, what habit would it be?
Probably procrastination. I can quite often sit on things right until the last minute before I will deal with them. Don't know why. Always have. Probably always will. But it's it's quite annoying sometimes. But it seems to work. I work best under pressure, honestly. So I think I like naturally and subconsciously put myself under pressure in order to do things. And time pressure is a big pressure, right? So if you're last minute and you've got 10 minutes to do something, you kind of naturally push yourself harder than maybe you would if you had like an hour to do it.
I think that is one of the unique things about procrastination is sometimes it feels like a bad habit, but oftentimes if you're the type of personality that thrives on drama or thrives on a deadline, you will arbitrarily create the deadline.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of what I do. I am like that. I feel like unless I'm really pressured, I actually don't necessarily do things sometimes. So naturally, if I am just procrastinating and kind of filling my time with something else, I then come to like a hard stop where I'm like, fuck, I actually have to do this. And so that natural pressure is there. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I can do this now. It's fine. I've got some pressure. Gives me some motivation.
Do you think there's anyone in the world who like has zero procrastination going on?
I don't know. So I like to believe that there are, but everyone likes procrastinating, especially nowadays. You've got so much information, so much stuff that at your fingertips that people procrastinate with everything.
It's so funny sometimes when I go out and I do my personal development training, so one of the questions I often get is, how do you stay happy every single day?
Right.
How do you not have any down days? And I always respond like, what made you think I didn't have any? Everybody has different days.
Yeah, 100%.
But we can form this idea about successful people that is like Steve Jobs was always on no matter what. He never slept in. He never missed an alarm. And I just don't. No one operates at that level of perfection all the time.
I think human beings are just flawed in many, many ways, right? Inevitably. So no matter how much success someone's had, they're not going to be a perfect picture of, great habits, positivity, constantly being on. It just doesn't happen. So
doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
One sentence you would put on a billboard for the whole world to see.
Maybe like work hard in silence and let success do the talking. It's a really cheesy line, but I heard it a long, long, long time ago. And I actually genuinely really buy into it. I think it's very cool to be able to work hard without telling anyone what you're doing and then let your success show. And I think it's a pretty cool thing to do, because I think a lot of people, they will speak before they do things in order to get a certain level of gratification from someone before they actually have to put in the work to get that success, if you know what I mean, right? So if I came to you and said, hey, Brian, I'm doing this like crazy business, it's going to do $50 billion a year, and you'd be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. I would have got like a certain level of gratification for telling you that, right? Because I would have got you being like, oh, that's cool, that's really interesting. And that would have kind of like given me that little buzz. Whereas, and then that consequently sort of doesn't really give me that motivation to actually do it, because I've already had a little bit of gratification from you. So I feel like people who work hard without telling people about it are often those that are the most successful. And I quite like that sort of motto and that way of thinking.
I agree with that. The number of people I meet nowadays that say things like, it took me 4 years to pay myself for my business.
Yeah.
Or I didn't drive any revenue for 2.5 years before I drew my first dollar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happened to that business over the next 10 years after that made all the difference. But they just shut up and got to work. And I think sometimes society makes you believe that everybody went out, raised a bunch of money from Andrews and Horowitz and built a successful business overnight. And those are unicorns and outliers for a reason.
Yeah, they really are. But I just think that like people are very willing to go and tell people about all their amazing things that they're going to achieve and, you know, want to do and will do and whatever. But the reality of actually getting it done is the really hard part that a lot of people aren't willing to do. So I think the more noise that someone makes, generally, the less successful they may potentially be. I think people that quietly work hard at things are going to be those that really, really succeed.